Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Savana from Stamperia. Last time we finished our pages, which are right here, and we are going to put together the hinge and get the pages into the cover. I've made my cover. I have a separate video for how to make covers, which I will link. And what I made, because of the size of this book, I went ahead and used the instructions for a contrasting spine cover. Even though my spine is actually the same color, I just wrapped the whole thing in craft. So that's that. All the measurements you will need are in the cutting guide, which is down below. And so go ahead and make your cover. And again, I use the contrasting spine. And I also put a liner in because we're going to do something a little different with our hinge. And this liner is 6 inches wide. Okay, so that's that. And what I want to do now is get the rice paper onto the cover so it can dry before we put the pages out. And this is an optional step. You don't have to do it, but I like to do it on all of my covers. What I am going to do with this one is we have this tree, and I'm going to put this piece of rice paper so that only about an inch of it is along the back. It's going to be matted, and then that way, sorry, it's stuck on some tape. That way we get a good part of the tree on the spine. So it's going to look like that, and then there'll be matting as well on the front. So I am just going to turn this over, and I use Stamperia Collection, which is their rice paper glue. You can use a matte medium would work for this. And I am just going to, this is just a piece of plastic that I just scattered that glue on. And I'm just going to put this here. You want to use a pretty big brush for this. Honestly, even a bigger brush than what I have would be good if you have one, because you want to work pretty quickly and get this on before the glue dries. So I've got it pretty much centered top to bottom, and then I'm just putting, like I said, about an inch. That looks pretty good. There. Maybe less than an inch. Maybe not even perfectly straight. But oh, you know what though? Hang on. I need to lift it up because I want to make sure before I put it down, yes, that I have it right side up. So my tree, the top of the tree is to the right. I just want to make sure that I've got this reasonably straight. Got a hair under an inch there. I've got an inch there, so I just want to get that over. There we go. I shall go with that. Okay. Turn it over. Okay. Well, put it right on the glue. That's all right because we're going to put glue on top of it as well. And actually, I think I'm just going to run glue right down the spine. Bring that up a little bit. And you can see that I'm working with this in the, with the book in the fold, you know, not flat out. It's folded over. And I didn't mention this is a project for Scrap and Create. You can get all your supplies there. I will have them linked down below. Thanks. Then we're just going to bring that up. Now, you want to do this, you know, neatly, but don't panic over little wrinkles and things. That's fine. That's just part of working with these kind of materials. Now this stuff is a matte finish, but it does leave a little bit of a shine. But don't worry if you have glue showing, you know, like if you go too far out with glue, because you are going to matte the rest of this, so it'll be covered. There we go, and then I am just putting a little bit of glue there. I'm not going to do the full outside of the glue yet because I want to fold this in, and I'm just checking because I feel like I need more glue on the back. And again, I'm just going to put more glue there. Okay, now you can see I didn't get it on very straight, but it does not matter. And we're just going to fold this in. And you want to make sure you get, I don't think you can see, you want to make sure that you get glue right along the edge. I am just putting some glue now on the outside. Okay, just turn that around. And I am just knocking things off. Now, once you get glue on this paper, I've mentioned it before if you've watched other of my videos, this stuff is tough. It does not tear easily. It's one thing that makes it really good for wrapping spines. But when it gets wet, it can tear. Now, that's, again, it can happen, but don't worry if it does, because it's basically decoupage what we're doing here. And you can just glue it back together again. Okay, just want to wipe that. Okay, and now fold it over, and I am going to put some glue on the outside of it. Just to seal it a bit. Don't worry that it looks cloudy. It is white right now, but it dries clear. Make sure you get some right on the edge there where it's folded. Here. Okay, so there is that. And again, it looks a bit of a hot mess right now because it's not dry, but we are going to let that dry. And I've got something stuck in it. What is that? Okay, I don't know what that was, but I got it. Okay, let's let this dry. And I will be back. I like to dry these overnight. I'm not going to with this one just because I don't want to take the time. But if I were you, maybe plan to do this part of it at the end of one of your crafting sessions for the day and then get back to it the next day. And I'm getting glue all over this mat, but that's okay. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, I am back, and we're going to make our hinge. I have a whole video on this, but I'm doing this hinge a little different. I've done it this way before, but not in a long time, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it. The way that I make my hinges, you can do the math and figure out exactly what you need, and I've done them so many, I pretty much know what I need, but I'm going to show you this way because it's easy. And that is, take the height of your page and subtract 1/8 of an inch. So my pages are 8 inches, so this piece is 7 7/8, and then I just cut a strip off the whole 12. So it's 7 7/8 by 12, which is more than I need, but now you're going to put it in your scoreboard, and you're going to score depending on your project. In this case, I'm scoring at 1 1/2 inches, so this is extra, but you'll see what we're going to do with that in a bit. So I'm going to score at 1 1/2. And I want, in this case, 3/8 of an inch between my pages. So I'm going to go over 3/8 of an inch, and that's just count on your scoreboard, just count 3. 2, 3. Okay, then you need a 1/2 inch, and that's 4. So 4, and then another 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's going to be to hold a page. Then you're going to need 3/8, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to do 1/2 again, and then 1/2 again. So that's 2 pages. Then we're going to do 3. Then we're going to do 1/2, and then we're going to do 1/2. Okay, and then we're going to do 3. Okay, so now we have 1 pair of 1/2, 2 pairs of 1/2, 3 pairs of 1/2, so we need 2 more. So that's going to be 6 1/2. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn this around because I'm using a small scoreboard, and I'm going to go backwards. And I'm going to do another 1/2, and then I need 3. And then I need 1 1/2 from here. Okay, and I'm looking to see where I'm at. 4 5/8, so that's 3 5/8, 3 1/8. And I'm actually going to cut it on this one that I just scored. So I'm going to cut this part off. Okay, so now we have what we need for our hinge. So on the front side, which is the side with the divots where we just scored, and you know what? I do not know if I have any. I hope I have enough 1/4 inch tape left. I may not. You're going to put 1/4 inch tape and this is in the 1/2 inch spaces, and I'm putting them close to the score line between the 2 1/2 inch spaces. So don't center it on this, just put it, pinch it together kind of. This is the piece, or this is the tape. Whoops, and I am out. Okay, and I do not think I have another one. I have 3/8, which I think will be okay. It's a little wider than I like for this. It's actually too wide, really. I'm trying to decide how I want to go about that, because I'm not going to wait. So I'm going to cut this, or I'm going to find something else that I have that'll work. Hang on. Okay, all right, this is long enough. So I'm just going to cut this into 1/4 inch strips. And if you're wondering why I don't want to use wider strips for this, it's because when we put our pages down or in, we don't put them all the way to the bottom of these fins. And if I use too wide a tape, it could show. So I'm just trying to get the back off of this. Okay, there we go. burnish those. Now you want to turn it over, and in the, again, we're working in the 1/2 inch spaces that we've made. In one of the each pair, you're going to put a piece of 3/8 inch tape. So far, this is just like every other hinge. And like I said, we've done what I'm about to do before, but it's been a long time, so you may not have seen it. Now what we're going to do is fold these so that we're going to fold in between the 2 1/2 inch, so that 1/2 inch is now on top of the other and being held by that piece of tape that we just put down. Okay. Now you've got, at the beginning of this, you've got a score line and then another score line 3/8 inch away. You're going to fold it at that score line that's closest to the tape. You're not going to fold that first one. That's just to help you later lining things up. Okay, so we've created a fin, okay, and we're just going to repeat that with the other 3. And you just want to work these with your burnishing tool to make sure everything's nice and flexible. One more. Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to do, now normally this is it, and then I put it in the book like this. But in this case, those first lines that I was just mentioning that we weren't using, here's where we're going to use them. I'm going to fold those in on that first line. Okay. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay. And then what we want to do is tape these down. So and you don't need a lot of tape for this part. So I am just going to use some 3/8 inch right here. Actually, you know what? I should have probably just used 1 inch, but that's all right. You might not have 1 inch, so. All right. So that is going to be just, let me burnish that, folded in. Okay. Oops. Did I get that? I did not get that down flat. Let's get that. You want to get that down nice and flat if you can. Hang on. I feel like I did not do a good job of that. Or maybe I did. Okay. Go. I am just giving that a good burnish to make sure everything is flat. Honestly, I did not do a great job of getting that in there. Fold it over straight, but that's okay. Okay. Then we're going to do the same on this side. I'll just use 1-inch tape, make my life easier. And the whole time you're taping this, make sure none of your tape goes off the ends because you won't have any way to hide it and it will be visible. Okay. Make sure this is flat. Okay. Okay. Then this is going to be taped in to our spine like this. And I think what I want to do is probably what I should have done is folded this over and then put this down. But since I didn't, I think I will put, I'm thinking maybe a piece of pattern under there. I think that would look good. Let's do that. Reminding myself how wide this is. It's 2 1/4. Okay, so I need a strip just shy of 2 1/4, like 2 1/8 by 7 7/8. I'm looking to see what I have for scraps. This will work, right? Oh, that would work too. I think I'll use this though. 2 1/8 by 7 7/8. Like there. Well, I'm just thinking to myself, if I wanted to make it wider, now that I've already cut it, just because that'll hide this. It's just if I do that, it's going to add more bulk. Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. This will work. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. And I do need to ink that. I don't know why I'm worried about the sides. They're going to be under a mat, but I'm inking it anyway. Okay. And I am going to, do I want to use glue? No, I'm going to use tape. And you won't have to do this if you put your rice paper first and then your liner, but since I didn't do it that way, this is my fix. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of when we're doing this is there isn't a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? When we glue this down, we need to make sure that all of the edges are well taped. So that's why I'm about to put this little piece right here. I mean, we could always stick a glue nozzle in there and add glue if we needed to, but this way I can be sure I'm in pretty good shape. And then this piece, either this piece or the liner, if you do it the way I just said you should do it, is what is holding all these pages in the book. If it comes out, the pages come out. So make sure you put it in well. That's what I'm getting at here in a roundabout way. And let's see, I don't think this will fit right there. It will not. 2/3. And you absolutely could glue this in. I'm just a little concerned with all the bending and folding that's happening right there, that glue, after it dries over time, might fail. Now, that's not to say the tape won't fail. It kind of depends on your climate, so you should use whatever works best for you. But I feel like if tape fails, I can tape it back in. If glue fails, it might damage the book. Okay. So I am just going to remove all these backs. Because this is another one of those pieces that very little of it's going to show. I really only need it to cover these 4 spots. It does have text on it, so I want to make sure that I'm putting it in the right side up. And I want to make sure that this is flat. And I'm just basically eyeballing this. Like I said, I don't need it to be 100% perfect. Most of it is not going to show. There. Over, give it another burnish on the outside. Okay, that's better. Okay, and then this is now going to go in here. Okay, so we need to put tape on the back. Now, I am using tape for this as well, but you could absolutely use glue. It's going down onto paper, so glue would hold it pretty well. What did I do there? I'm not sad about that error that I made because I kind of like the way that looks. Okay, now I just did what I told you not to do. This tape is sticking over the edge, but it's just a little bit, and I think I can push it back with my finger before I put it down. Okay, so now we want to make sure that this is straight and centered, top to bottom and side to side. I'm going to lift that up a little bit just to give myself a better look at where I'm at. You can measure if you want. I am going to put this down and hope for the best. I think I might measure. How is that? It does not look super straight. I haven't pushed it down yet. I don't know. It might be. I think part of the problem is this thing is not straight. So, all right, let's see. I don't know. You know what? And my eyes are telling me it's not straight, but then when I'm looking at the distance side to side, it looks pretty straight. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to play with it some more. Let me see. Hang on. How far is that? It's about a ½ inch. It's about a ½ inch. Is same. It's straight. At least it's measuring straight. I'm going with it. My ruler is telling me it's straight. Okay, there we go. So now we have our hinge. We can put our pages in, and that should be pretty straightforward. It's a good thing I have my undo handy because I probably just cursed myself by saying that. Okay. I like to start with the back page first. So that's going to be this one. And let's do a test fit. That's good. And again, we are not putting these all the way to the bottom. We're leaving about, they're not too bulky, so you don't need to leave too much, but maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Go. And then the next one. Hope you guys can see. I am madly in love with this. This paper is so beautiful. You know, the colors remind me of, what was it called? Mechanical Sea? Remember that one from Stamperia? I am back. And I have already done the inside front cover, but the inside front and inside back are going to be the same. I haven't matted them, but I put them in. I'm just going to put a pocket here, and the one that I'm about to do in the back is exactly the same, so you'll see how to do it. So here is our piece, and it is 9.5 by 6. Okay. And then you're going to score it 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here, and 1/2 inch here, and then trim your corners just like any other pocket. And I have tape. So let me just turn that so hopefully you can see. And what did I do? Hang on. Grab that. Okay. And this is going to go here. Okay, so in both cases, I put the pocket to the inside, not out here. Okay. And so I'm just like with every pocket I do pretty much, I'm just peeling back the back of the tape from the sides and having the bottom sit on top. Like that. Okay. And I'm just double checking for fit. It should be okay, but now when you put this pocket on, you want to kind of fold up the back or the front if you're doing the front, just to be sure exactly where it bends. And then you want to put it about, I don't know, 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch away from that point. And I will say, and I'm going to probably put a note. Oops, that slid on me a little bit. I really like the way this piece looks that I put in. I put it in because I made a mistake, but I think even though I mean, you don't have to do it that way, but I like it. So I will put a note saying, you know, back when I'm telling you I made a mistake and you don't have to do it this way, that I actually do like it and feel, you know, maybe you want to do it that way. Okay. Just want to make sure this is straight, and it is not. I'm not happy with that. Hang on. It's wanting to go in where I don't want it, I think. Hang on, let me turn it so I can get a better look at it. Hang on. Oh no, it's okay. I think it was just the angle I was looking at it. Okay, that's fine. But look at this. It's not all the way at the top. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I'm gonna take it off. If something doesn't seem right, just stop. Fix it then. It's a lot easier. Let's let that dry for a sec, and I'm going to try that again because I wasn't happy with that. This is Undo. I'm pretty sure I have it linked to my Amazon list down below, but that's where I get it anyway. I don't know what it's made out of. I haven't looked, but it smells toxic, so, but it does the job. Let me try that again and see if we could be a little better. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Okay, right. Yeah, this looks much straighter. Okay. All right. And this little metal ruler is really handy for burnishing down pockets. Okay, there we go. So now we have everything on the inside except for any embellishing, but everything's done. But we do need to mat these. However, since they're pretty big pieces, I think I want to choose these mats, the outside mats, first, so that I don't accidentally use something inside that I want for here. Although we are going to embellish this pretty heavily, I think. That's my plan. So I don't need anything fancy for the covers. getting my stuff here. Okay, I was initially planning on using these elephants here, but I don't see any point to that when I'm going to add embellishments. But this might work on the back. I just don't know if it's wide enough. It's not. So how about, let's go in here. Yeah, I'll use it here to, because it picks up on that. So I'll use it here to line that pocket, or for this side. So that'll be that. So we'll leave it there. Let's see, I'm looking at scraps. Those are too narrow. The 8x8s won't work. They're too small. We can pick up on that. Oops, just my ibuprofen for if I get ahead. That's a possibility. That's actually a pretty good possibility. I don't think I want to use that. I think I'm going to use that one. Okay, let's go back here. So I think I'll use this area. Okay. Yeah, because it picks up the tree and everything that are here. And it's essentially the same. But I want to use this side of it because this is this side. So I don't want to have the same thing. So I'll cut it from this side. That'll work. Okay. And I'll worry about the back in a minute. All right. So this, I want to cut this. I like this, so I don't want to cover up too much of it. So I do 6.5. 6.5's not bad. I think I want to go 6 1/4. Okay, so 6 1/4 by 8 3/8. Okay, let me go ahead and cut that. Okay, so that'll be that. Remember, we're going to cover this with some embellishing, so yeah, that's good. It needs to be inked though. Now, because the rice paper is pretty dark, because we, it's on top of something that's not white, plus it's got the adhesive on top. So I went ahead and inked this pretty heavily, especially on this side, so that it would blend a little bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that one down. I think I want a little bit more here on the bottom. Okay. And I know it is November, or by the time you see this, that's the side. It's almost November. I don't know. Let me think. Today is Sunday and Tuesday is November 1st. And usually by now, I will have reminded you to order your art glitter glue for the winter, and I forgot. So hopefully you've already done it. If you haven't, go ahead and do it right away if someplace will let you still, because you can't get it in the wintertime. Okay, sorry, my glue bottle is jammed. Okay. And put that there. And I have not put I'm sure you may have noticed, I've not put a ribbon on this because I don't think this book is going to need a closure. And I may still do one. I may do a chain, but you don't need one. I'm pretty sure this book is going to stay closed on its own. Okay. And I know I'm not going to use this on the back, so I might as well go ahead and cut what I need for there. So this needs to be probably about the same size. Oh, it doesn't have to be that big. Actually 6, yeah. 6 by 8 3/8. Okay, and there's that. Okay, so we need something for back here. I think I have this from the patterns. Well, we have the zebra. I like the zebra. Let's use that. Okay, so this one needs to be, I'm going to go with 10. 10 or 9.5? No, 9.5 is too small. 9 3/4, no, 10. Okay, so we're going to do 10 by 8 3/8. When you're using patterns like this, at least this is my taste, you can change it. I like to make sure that the darker shade of the paper, like notice how it's kind of light up here? It's darker here and here. I like the darker part to be on the bottom. Okay. Usually. I mean, sometimes there's a special effect you want, you'll do it another way, but most of the time that's what I'll do. Okay, that looks good. And there. Okay. So now the only things that we have left for the sort of base stuff before we get to embellishing are the this mat here and then these 2 mats. So I'm going to go ahead and do those off camera and you will see them when we come back. And that will be next time. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to visit Scrap and Crate to get all your supplies. I will have them linked down below, and I will have the cutting guide for the project linked down below. So I will see you next time, and we will get to embellishing. So thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.